Unleash the power of phygital marketing where the best of physical and traditional meets digital and interactive in this Amplify station with Casper Francis of Rospark, Faris Hanapia of EDT, and special guest, visual influencer Max VI.
Today we have a very interesting panel, very interesting guests we have here. But before we go to the guests, maybe let's start with the topic first. Today we're going to be talking about phygital marketing, right? The power of physical and traditional meets digital and interactive. And like I said, we have very, very special guests here. Let's start with Faris. We have Faris from EDT. Yeah, Faris, you want to just introduce yourself, what you do?
Yeah, hi guys. My name is Faris. I'm from a company called EDT. In long, it's experiential design team. So what we do is that we do AR, VR, and also XR works in a nutshell. And currently, we're moving into the metaverse. So there's a lot of new projects that's coming up in the metaverse world. So it's really exciting. So yeah, so that's what we do.
Amazing things. Metaverse, Web3, NFTs, they're all big talk right now. They're all big topics, all brands are really running up for those. Yeah. And then when I met interesting guests, I didn't expect we're going to get an avatar.
Hello.
Max, that's your name, right?
Yes, hi everyone. Welcome to Supercharge Lab 2022. My name is Max VI, and that stands for Virtual Influencer, your friendly neighborhood VI. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
Hi.
You got a really cool hairdo going up there, man. It's better than mine as well.
For sure, man, because you know what? My choices are unlimited. There you go. I can pick whatever I want.
Right. Well, for me, I got to wait 24 hours. I got to go to the hairdresser down the road. So
yours is going to be decided by your DNA. Mine is just decided by pixels.
A little bit. Well, I don't have that much cool of a hairstyle. It's still cool though, but my name is Casper and I run Rospark. Rospark is a radical creative agency that prides themselves on being different. We pride on being different. What we do is we combine art and storytelling with technology to create brand experience and branded content like no other. We are also going to the metaverse and exploring Web3 technology. And I think just like our brands, we always strive toward innovation. So yeah, metaverse and Web3, big things that are coming up, big topics as well. And today we're talking about phygital, right? Went on to dictionary.com, couldn't find a definition of phygital. It's a brand new word. Asked a lot of people, they gave a lot of opinions, but just for the record, right? Just for the record and just for the audience out there, what is, phygital marketing? What is the definition of phygital? And maybe describe some of the technologies, that are used to describe or, to create phygital marketing experiences. Faris, you want to answer that question?
Yeah, thank you. It is a very new word. Phygital means physical and digital being merged together becomes a new word. In my definition, it will be a sort of like a digital experiences, but also being forwarded and being brought over to the physical space. So, people do a lot of things in the digital world. They also might want to have some sort of things that they've created in the digital space into the physical world. For us, for example, what we do is that we can create physical experiences that will allow your digital persona to be applied in these experiences. So in a way, you're blending both worlds, the persona that you already have in your digital world, and bring it over to the physical world. So you have some sort of like a very seamless experience. So in a nutshell, that is the weaving that we want to see. So people don't see much of a difference. It's kind of like a very seamless experience. So that is my definition of how phygital experiences work. Yeah.
Right. So you're pretty much blurring the lines between, physical meets technology, meets digital, meets the meta world, the metaverse experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Amazing. Well, we hear a lot of brands, right, like wanting to jump onto the metaverse or wanting to jump into phygital experiences. Maybe describe, what are some of the advantages of actually going phygital?
Yeah, so people spend a lot of time in the digital space. So there's a lot of data being collected about your persona, about the things you like, your behavior in the digital space. And some people might want to have that sort of very seamless experience in the physical world as well. So I give you an example where you might already have a preference in the digital space, and when you go to the physical shop or a retail outlet, you might also want to be recommended, just like how you would go into your Shoppees and your Lazadas, based on your previous transaction. They will know what the things that you like. It will be really interesting if you have sort of the same experience in the physical retail outlet as well. So the salesperson basically already knows what you like. They can recommend you the style that you like, your favorite colors, your favorite items, without having to go through the nitty-gritty parts of understanding your customers. So again, that is another example of how your digital persona are later being brought into your physical space and continue with the advantages of having, touching your product in physical space. So that is the sort of thing that we, weave in together.
Amazing. Max, you're a virtual influencer. Maybe you could describe what are the advantages of using, virtual influencers or mascots like yourself?
Well, there's tons of advantages. One of the things that I could pretty much pick up straight away is the fact that I can look like however you want me to look like. It's based on imagination and nothing to do with your DNA, race, ethnicity. I can look however you want me to look. I don't want to go into the politics of things, but it's basically limitless. Another big advantage is that I'm not going to be naughty, because I'm going to behave just like how your brand wants me to. I'm going to embrace your brand values. I'm going to be an awesome brand ambassador and basically represent, rather than tarnish and get into scandals and go viral and things like that. Another thing is that I don't need to sleep. I don't need to eat. Well, I can eat your favorite brands in the metaverse, but I don't physically need to eat. So I can be working all the time, 24/7. Since I'm here, I'm just going to take a quick plug to one of our partners that has kindly allowed us to share this metaverse that EDT has built together with them. Shout out to DNA for sharing this awesome Digital 50 NFT gallery. And what you can see behind me is the work of the awesome Emila Yusof. And also, sorry for looking a little bit distracted just now, because I've been looking at all the brands and the logos that have been floating around, MDEC and Cradle and DNA. So again, let's have a quick tour if you guys don't mind.
Sure.
For example, the awesome artwork behind me is another advantage of using a virtual influencer, because I can exist in a world that is limitless and beyond the imagination. Let's move around a little bit. Yeah, there you go, DNA. Hi, Karam. Okay, let's turn around a little bit and see what else we have around this NFT gallery. So here you go, guys. This is where talking about advantages of digital. Anybody in the world can visit and experience this and log in as an avatar and create your own avatar and immerse yourself into this world where it combines both the physical and the digital.
Right. So boundless creative possibilities. You're looking at customizable options. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Amazing, man.
Wow. That's pretty good. I mean, especially in the metaverse, I think, brands can really be very experimental, with like designs, fantasy, imagination, really the sky's the limit with anything digital, 3D or the metaverse in a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hang on, both of you have been asking questions here and there. So maybe it's my turn to ask the question.
Sure.
And Casper, would you be able to tell our audiences how would they actually decide what would be the best technologies to exploit when it comes to digital marketing?
Right. Well, generally, when choosing what technologies to create a phygital experience or any form of phygital content, I always go down to three, pillars, right? The first being, what is the objective of your brand message and what is your brand story, right? It always boils down to that. At the end of the day, technology is still a canvas, right? It's still a blank canvas. It's still a tool. At the end of the day, content is king, and the storytelling forms majority of the content, right? So what is the impact that your brand wants to do? What is the positive message? What is the positive impact that your brand, wants to do? And what is that message and what is that story, right? And to be able to communicate that and inspire audiences to take action on that. That's the first message, right? That's that. Now, that's the first deciding factor. The second decision, I would say, is how do you invite the consumer into the story, right? How do you make the consumer a character in that story that your brand is building, right? So if you want brands to change the world for the better, right? How does the consumer be part of that conversation, be a character in that story, right? And then how does that phygital experience make that happen? So that would be the second part, right? Then that's when we decide, okay, let's use AR to build a world, right? So that consumers can use this to create positive action. Let's have VR, right? Let's introduce VR. Let's introduce extended reality as a technology. And that's basically the second deciding factor. The third, I would say, is now when you've got that, how do you measure it, right? So lately, we've been doing augmented reality filters for things like museums and art experiences, right? So essentially, people use an AR experience. They use their phones. They go to an art gallery. They scan their phones over, and basically the artwork comes to life, right? Now, of course, we're inviting people, to like art, to appreciate art and to understand the story, and the intention behind the art, right? And that's essentially the experience. That's the brand story, right? But what AR also allows us to do is that when we were able to understand things like movement, right? Triangulate positions of the consumers within that museum, we're able to triangulate data, right? And understand which artworks consumers like the most, right? How long they spend on this artwork, what artworks they really like. And that allows us to gather consumer data, right? And that consumer data is really essential in either, coming up with new content to feed these consumers, or help, create certain brand decisions, right? That affects other phygital marketing experiences or other product consumption or content consumption. So essentially it goes down to three things. What is your story? How do you see the consumer in that story? And then, how are you tracking, how are you measuring that success? Hope that answers your question.
Brilliant advice, Casper. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Well, I think we are running out of time. We've got about 2 to 3 minutes left. With that, shall we go straight to wrap up questions? Well, there's so much, to talk about, and brands, are really hot on this topic about phygital marketing. Maybe, Faris, if you could tell us, what is going to be the future of phygital marketing, and any final words or any closing words you may have for us.
Yeah. So I would say the future is really exciting for us. I don't have a crystal ball to actually predict how the future will be, but I would say metaverse is going to be really big in the future. And the things that people do in the metaverse, you're talking about, kids that is playing Roblox these days. They're going to grow up, and they're going to familiarize themselves with the digital space, and that's where they're going to socialize. That's where they're going to do their work. That's where they're going to do a lot of stuff. So it's also important for the physical part of things to be linked together, because it should be linked together. And the existing of NFTs and all that, the wallet that you're gonna carry, the digital wallet that you're gonna carry, is gonna be your digital persona that you bring from the digital space into the physical space, right? So that is really exciting, and us as content creators, I think the possibilities are endless. It's like the new internet, and it's everything to explore, and I'm really excited for the next few years.
Amazing. Max, what about you? What is the future of digital marketing, and any closing words?
I'm excited about the present, man, because I think the future is here now. If you're talking about marketing tech, future forward, Faris, you mentioned Roblox. And of course, there's things like Genshin and Animal Crossing. These are the things that our youngest generation, Generation Alpha, are exploring right now. And if you think the previous generation was savvy because they were born with the internet or born with social media, wait for the next generation that is born with the metaverse. They're going to blow our minds because their imagination is beyond what we can imagine right now. So I'm excited about the future, but I'm already excited about the present. It's just going to be brilliant. And thanks for Supercharge Live, Supercharge Live for giving us this audience today. But before we go, can I just make a little confession, guys?
Sure, yeah. What is that?
I'm just gonna do a little bit of a trick and reveal that all this while Max VR has been played by
none other than me and Helmy. Thank you so much for having us today.
Wow, that was amazing. I never expected that. Wow. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Brought to you by technology. That's how it happened. You know, that's great. Again, boundless possibilities with technology. Wow, that's amazing. Well, unfortunately, we ran out of time. I wish we could carry on this conversation again, but well, Turbocharge runs live for 2 days. It's going to be an amazing session. We've got many, many other panelists that are talking about not just things phygital, but also things in the metaverse, things on digital marketing and all forms of marketing technology. We've got such amazing, talented speakers on the other panel sessions as well. So please tune in to the others. With that, thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening in. Thanks to our speakers again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And take care, everybody.
All right. Bye.